I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
All right, well, welcome back to another Crypto Bros
I'm Holly Girl.
podcast number 34.
And the first one in a long time without Gray having a beard.
Yes.
Yes.
So before we get started, let's introduce our guest. Bryan has been kind enough to join us from Glow. Bryan, thank you very much for coming and spending some time with us and braving the podcast, knowing that it could go really, really good, or when it comes to the taste test, it could go really, really bad. So thank you for coming on today. We do appreciate it.
I'm definitely nervous about the taste test, but thanks for the invite.
Yeah, and we appreciate you taking the time too, because we know there's a lot of stuff going on with Glow, which we'll get into, and we know that you're very, very busy. So when we say thank you, we mean it, and we're really looking forward to this podcast. So.
I mean, the way y'all invited me was absolutely priceless.
Yeah.
Thanks, Holly.
Yeah. So maybe we should talk about that for just a quick second. So, I rewatched the podcast to see, just kind of, I just kind of critique different things, and I was going through it, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the way I asked was like, you knew you were coming on already, and then at the end of it, it was like, wait a second, he doesn't know. But then I saw your tweet and you were like, absolutely, well, come on. So, yeah, even though it was not a formal invite, so to say, we do appreciate you taking the time.
I did after the fact.
After the fact. But, Bryan, for the record, did you hear about it from the podcast or did you hear it from like a DM? What was the first way you heard about the invite?
From you.
Okay.
Within the first couple minutes.
Yeah, okay.
I was actually on the phone with Jared and Kimmy, and I said, I guess I'm on the podcast next week.
That's hilarious. Sweet. That is hilarious.
I told you guys I wasn't going to tell them.
I know, but, friends don't always tell friends the truth, at least 100% of the time. So
Yeah, I'm pretty truthful.
Okay.
Like... to a fault sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you were right. He graciously accepted to come on, so we do appreciate that. So
you say you lie to us sometimes? Oh,
I know that's what I got out of that.
Okay, that's what
me.
Wow.
Josh is a liar.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. You
no, it's called tact, guys. Okay, sometimes to save feelings, you have to have tact.
Okay, all right.
Hey, use it a lot with Greg.
Did you hear that,
okay?
son?
Yeah. So let's get into the crypto talk, and then, so that way we can start talking to Bryan. So. There's not a whole lot to talk about this week. The four of us were discussing it, and we're still in that bear market, and it's not a whole lot of fun. But we did want to touch on a couple things. And before I forget, I want to throw a huge shout out to Trav, who made us a profile pic for Twitter that has the wreath and made it kind of Christmassy, and we're all about Christmas around here. So that was really, really cool to see. So
dancing, then she's like, "Oh."
So thank you, Trav, for that art. It's really cool, and it's things like that, honestly, guys, that I truly appreciate more than the average person, but more than just other things. The thoughtfulness that goes behind, just doing things for other people is what we're all about. It kind of goes along with our guest and Bryan, what Glow's all about with their charities. So thank you very much. I love to see the community doing things for other community members like that, and hope to see more of that in the future. But when it does come to crypto market, so a couple things I want to touch on, then we're going to get right into Bryan. So CoinMarketCap is not going to be listing XRP anymore. Coinbase, I'm sorry, is not going to be listing XRP anymore. I didn't really see if they put a press release out on why, but we all know that there's some legal things going on there. I hate the fact that they're not listing it anymore. I do believe the ruling is going to come in XRP's favor. Maybe it'll be something we'll list it again in the future. I don't know, but that is something to keep an eye out on. When it comes to Don Bailey, our very, very first guest, BBTF has moved into their headquarters or are in the process of doing so. I saw a picture of some of those guys in a window this morning on Twitter. So kudos to them and good luck to you guys on the new headquarters. And overall, it's a rough market. Okay, I've talked to a lot of people outside of this podcast, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on the phone, whether it be face-to-face. We actually had the pleasure to meet with a crypto group in Kansas City last Monday night for dinner. They reached out, and they don't really have a name. If they do, they didn't tell us what it was for their group, but they meet every Monday night, and they discuss cryptos, and they're a good group of people. We didn't know what we were walking in on, right?
It's a club you don't talk about, I think.
Well, we're going to talk about it a little bit because that's what we do. But we walked in. There's like 15 people at this table, and they get together every Monday night, and they talk about different things, and they share knowledge, and they ask us to be there. And the thought process with everyone, even in person, was it's a rough time for crypto, but it's a great time to get in. The problem is the trust and the money don't always match up, So if you're in, I still believe you're in early. I still believe there's money to be made if you could be patient. I hope that you can be patient. I don't know everybody's financial circumstances by any means. I know some people have to sell to make ends meet. That's just where we're at and part of the market. If you don't have to do that, I believe you'll be better for it in the long run. But guys, just keep as positive outlook as you can on these things. If you don't follow Holly, follow Holly. She'll help you keep that positive outlook.
Yes.
So, and Holly, before this isn't really crypto related, and it may be more Hollitivity related, but I am starting to see more positive influences out in Twitter, and I can't help but believe you don't have a little bit of a part in that, because it used to be every morning I saw your tweet, and then occasionally I would see a tweet here or there, and I'm starting to see tweets from people. I'm not saying they're negative people, but they're trying to put that out there too, and I think it's starting to catch on a little bit, which I think is awesome. So
I definitely am seeing more people that have good morning tweets that never did, and now they are. So I love it. I love it, and I try really hard to respond to them in some way, or like their post or something, just because it helps. So it's pretty awesome.
Spread like a wildfire.
It does, right? I think negativity actually spreads faster, but positivity, when it spreads, it stays lit for longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a really, really good thing. And if we just all lived our lives a little bit more on that side of it, we would be better for it. Yeah. So let's get into Bryan, because selfishly, I don't really want to talk about any other cryptos but Glow right now. So let's talk about Glow. All right. So Bryan, if you would, the floor is yours. If you would introduce yourself to everybody. I think a lot of people know who you are, but maybe just a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then we got some questions for you.
Hey, that sounds good to me. Well, hey, I'm Bryan Lawrence. I am the CEO and founder of Glow. And it goes back to kind of what y'all are talking about. The crypto space can be pretty scary. There's been a lot of bad actors out there, a lot of people that do bad things. So the whole reason behind creating Glow is to bring light to the darkness of DeFi. Yeah. It is to actually, give people a safe place to feel comfortable putting their money into. It's kind of been our goal, our backing, everything that we've done is try to create something for the holders to, make them have that special feeling, know when they wake up every morning that their money is going to be sitting there, that their investment is saved. So that's definitely been one of my favorite things that I've done as far as with Glow, and then, being able to give back. So now we're offering 3 passive rewards, so that's going to be pretty cool. I just got a message that it's going live right now.
Oh, sweet.
So
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As we speak, it just came in.
Yeah.
So we're now rewarding in 3 different tokens, which I guess in total rewards almost 9 tokens at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
why don't you tell us what those tokens are, Bryan?
I'm like, are you gonna tell us what tokens?
No, never. No. So we kind of stuck to our roots for the first token, which is BUSD. That is by far my favorite token. It's the only stable, or what I think is the only like true stable coin out there. Um, so that the thing about the stable coin is it's never going to change. The value is going to constantly go up as you're being rewarded. So you don't have to worry about, your rewards, shrinking in value. So definitely one of my favorite tokens. We are going to reward an XRP because I think that they got this case. I think that they are going to rock it. So I can't wait to see what the end results are going to be there. And that was actually one of the tokens that the community chose. So
I voted for
we
it.
did a vote.
Yeah.
I did
Not gonna lie, I voted for it.
Yeah.
And then the last one is BBTF. And as y'all talked about earlier, Don Bailey, their team, they're putting something together that's going to be pretty incredible. And they're rewarding, I believe, what is it, 7 different tokens?
7.
Yeah.
So including us, so it'll be an additional 6 different tokens that get rewarded back to the holders, and it creates that endless loop.
Yeah.
So them rewarding in us, and then us rewarding in them, brings in a constant volume, which is going to end up equaling more rewards, more payouts, and just makes the community that much more happy once it's all fully functional.
Yeah.
We still are doing the lottery. Actually, I'm going to do a drawing today, but we changed it up. Instead of doing a daily lottery, we're going to do a weekly lottery. So anybody holding $20 worth of glow, they qualify for it. I'll do a drawing this afternoon, and whatever amount is in the lottery wallet gets sent to that wallet.
Wow.
So I have no idea who's going to win. Never do. I do the drawing on Discord. It's a bot that picks somebody.
Yeah.
And I never know how much the amount's going to be, but whatever it is, it goes to them. And it's pretty cool seeing some of the reactions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard people
I
talk
get to
about
win.
that. Holly, you win everything.
I do. I haven't won this. I never win anything. Well,
No, but I'm telling you, I have heard people say they looked at their wallet one morning and they had $100 of USD, and they're like, "Where did this come from?" And then they tracked it back and it's like, "Oh, I won the glow lottery. That's really cool, Because who doesn't want to wake up with $100 extra bucks, Are you guys still doing the big? I think it was $10,000 lottery. Like, I forget what I said. A certain threshold. Are you still doing that?
We decided to go away from it because, when we launched, we actually had 6 of them within the first 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So that was $60,000 given out. And then the bear market hit, and it hit hard. And now it's just taking way too long to build up the lottery wallet. So
Gotcha.
instead of doing, the $10,000 giveaway, we're just going to make it to where, it could be $10,000 in the lottery wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the weekly, or it could be, a couple $100. But
either way,
still
I'll be happy to
win.
win it.
Yeah.
For sure. So, Bryan, part of what you said was the founder of Glow. Okay, can you kind of explain to us how that idea turns into the actual project? Like how you started that, how you got that out of your mind and actually into a smart contract. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, definitely. So, I've been in crypto for a long time. I had Bitcoin when it first came out. Well, I can't say first came out. I had it at $13 a Bitcoin.
That's awesome.
That's close enough, man. That's close enough.
I know.
Nobody likes to brag or Bryan. Gee.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've learned that over the last few weeks.
I had 30 of them, and I just wish I would have held them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can we ask you what you sold them at? Or is that too personal? Does that hurt?
Wow, Josh just
It
went
does.
there.
Wow.
Yeah, you did.
That was the thing, is I had 30 of them, and I used it to buy hunting stuff
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
at a discount.
yeah. There you go.
That was a waste. Worse
If
than
I
the
would have
pizza.
known, I mean, who knew that it would be where it went? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear those stories all the time, man.
I have
It's
a similar
crazy.
Story.
I opened my Coinbase wallet like a year ago or year and a half, somewhere around. No, it's been longer than that. Probably close to 2 years ago. And I looked, and what was just pennies was like 6 grand. So yeah, I was really kicking myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
But-
hunting.
I
Right.
mean,
Oh, you're not a hunter? I would have never guessed.
I could see that.
You would hide well.
She
Me?
would hide well.
Yeah, you're tiny. You could
Oh, I
hide
know.
from
I
whatever
would get
you're
almost
hunting.
anywhere.
So
I
Brian,
haven't actually
back
got to go
to
hunting in a long time.
Yeah, sorry.
back
You guys.
to getting your idea into a contract. So how did that work out?
So, you know, then I got into the Dogecoin stuff, which, I bought
Oh.
Doge when it was next to nothing. I mean, I think it was 3 or 4 zeros and a 2 when I purchased in.
Wow.
Mhm.
So I sold it at a half a penny. I could have cried.
Oh, yeah.
Still,
I didn't know
after,
it was going to keep on going.
Uh,
Who would
yeah,
have guessed? I mean, I held it for like 2 or 3 years.
yeah.
yeah.
I hear you.
A lot of people hate you right now, Brian. Just so you know that you even bought it at like 3 zeros.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
And then you sold it at half of a penny. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
It's just
That's
Part
but
of
you
it.
learned, right? I mean, that's how you learn.
Holder check. We got that.
hold it forever.
Not forever. You have to sell at some point.
I am like a strong holder.
So after Doge, that's when I started looking into the DeFi stuff. I made a couple investments. I bought into SafeMoon, bought into a couple other projects. Then I started getting rug pulled, and
Yeah.
Yep.
that was frustrating.
Yeah, we've been there.
We've been there a few times.
Yeah.
A few
So,
times.
after I got honey potted and rug pulled for like the 10th time, I was like, you know what? I know coding. I know PLC controls. It's virtually the same kind of code process. I said, I'm going to create my own contract.
There you go.
So I got the some of the communities and the projects that I was invested in, and brought the concept to them, and they were like, "Yeah, you should do it. Let's go for it." And that was actually November 7th last year is whenever I first said,
Wow.
"Okay, I'm gonna do this."
Wow.
Nice.
So I spent about 3 or 4 weeks coding the contract, and I launched it on December 2nd, which is going to be, let's see, is that today?
That's
Today.
Yeah.
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 One
Happy
year.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 year
What are
today.
the odds of
I
that?
didn't even plan that, but we're not smart enough to plan stuff like that, Brian. If it happens, it's by accident.
And the thing is our pre-sale sold out so quick. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and launch it. So I launched it at like 11:30 at night.
Really?
Wow.
So technically we celebrated on the 3rd because of how late it was.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
That's awesome.
That is good.
You guys have accomplished a lot in just a year. Then that's a cool story. I did not realize that. Well, I don't think any of us realized that it was exactly a year. So once again, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the charity part of the token, because I know it has a lot of good use cases, but a lot of people look at it as like a charity, like that's the main part of it. And I think it was just yesterday that a charity was picked to give for in December or November, and people, and I've seen other people receive money from that. So how did that all come about, and how does that work, Brian?
So the charity aspect of it is actually my favorite part by far. And we're actually looking on growing that, as y'all probably heard, through the 501c3 nonprofit that we are establishing. But we actually got to give out a check yesterday to a lady named Amy. She has thyroid cancer, and she needed to have surgery. So, the community raised funds for her. 1% of every transaction goes to well, every buy or sell, because we do not have transfer tax. That's one thing I cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
Never been a fan of it, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were able to raise $1,477 for her so she could, get her surgery, and it's right before Christmas. Times are tough, or funds can be tight. So she was truly grateful. I mean, she was in tears whenever I talked to her. It was absolutely incredible feeling being able to give that to her. So definitely made my day. But we've always been huge into the charity part. We've actually got to give to quite a few our children's cancer organizations, Prevent Child Abuse America. We've actually got to help out quite a few people on a personal level, like our first recipient, Keith. He has stage 4 cancer. So we ended up raising $6,800 for him, and then I contributed an additional $500 just out of my pocket, just because I know he's going through a lot. He has a couple kids, so the last thing I want is anything to happen to him. It's been a journey. We've actually had part of the team go to the Netherlands and donate to Kiko, which is Children's Cancer Free Organization. While we were there, we had them donate a bunch of toys and goods to an orphanage that was there. That was pretty fun, pretty awesome. I personally got to go hand the check to Prevent Child Abuse America. Brought my daughters, my mom. It was pretty interesting. It was a great experience. So
That is awesome.
definitely my favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, by far, no doubt, is being able to get these experiences, to be able to hand out these checks, to know that it's making life changing help for different people. That's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, that is cool,
That is a
man.
good feeling.
And I've seen the community get behind that too when they're rallying for votes of, hey, vote for this person or whatever. And, regardless of who wins, somebody is being helped. And I think that's pretty awesome. So definitely you have our respect when it comes to that. People talk about helping a lot, and whether or not they actually follow through with it, we don't always know. But with your token, it's out there on the forefront, and people see it, and they know that there'll be somebody next month too, and that's really, really cool. So kudos on that, man. We really do think that of the world of you guys for including that in what you're doing. So with the transition to V3, does any of that change, or is the charity still going to be a big part of the forefront of what you guys do?
Oh, charity's always going to be the big forefront. One of the biggest things for going to this contract is the fact that it's going to be a proxy contract. That means, once we get the foundation fully functional, up and running, get the final IRS approval, we have this kind of like a dashboard that we're building that's going to allow people to utilize Glow into being able to donate via crypto directly and get that U.S. tax write-off or U.S. tax return benefit. So, this is going to be something that's going to allow like the U.S. investors, U.S. businesses to be able to help give back on a global scale. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And it's going to allow us to, be able to support, some of the organizations that we've already been able to fund, because it's going to bring in a lot more revenue. So we'll actually be able to keep contributing to the ones that we've helped in the past. And that's kind of one of the things I'm most excited about. Instead of just being able to help one person, we're going to be able to help on a large scale.
Yeah, and you brought it up when it comes to the IRS and stuff. Maybe it would be worth reminding people that you are not in control on how long that takes, right? So all that paperwork has already been submitted, correct? Like you guys are just waiting for them to go, hey, yep, you're good to go. But you have no idea how long that's going to take, correct?
Last we checked, they were, I think, starting on the March forms, like the from when people submitted in March, and we submitted in May. So yeah,
Getting
we got a little bit
closer.
of time.
Okay. Yeah, well, in this space, everybody wants things right now. Like let's go, let's go, let's go. But sometimes we forget that we have to wait on third parties to do that. And anytime that's the government, if you've ever been to the DMV, you know that things don't run smooth. So, and this is like DMV times 10,000 or whatever. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I think most people understand, but in case somebody's hearing about your project for the first time and it's like, hey, why aren't you moving forward with these things, that they understand that you're waiting on other people, and in this instance the government, to do their job before you can move forward. So good luck with that, man, because I own a small business that has nothing to do with charities, and the paperwork on it is a nightmare. And every once in a while you get to talk to somebody good and they can help, but not very often. So but speaking of your project and where it's at now, as the CEO and the founder, what are you the most excited about moving forward when it comes to Glow? Because you got the new contract out, obviously you got the charities going, but what excites you the most about your project?
The thing that I'm most excited about is going to be the foundation, to be able to help, on a large scale. That's going to be, one of my favorite parts of the project. It always has been and always will be. The whole SafeMoon bringing in the global tokenomics, that's going to be game changing too. And I cannot wait to see how that comes out. Yeah. Being a moon partner with them, I think we weren't the first moon partner. I think we were the second.
I think that's correct.
That's going to allow us to be listed on the exchange as soon as it's launched, which,
what's that, Bryan?
being on that. Oh, I wish I knew that.
I'm just kidding.
They don't like me that much.
We are never the guys that ever ask when, but I thought if I was going to throw that little joke out there, you might be the right guy to throw it at. So, but go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But, they're innovating the space when it comes to Glow Talks. That's going to be a game changer for all the exchanges. So that's definitely going to be interesting, and I can't wait for that. That's probably going to be the soonest thing to come out. Again, I'm not SafeMoon. I don't know when it's coming out, but I have a feeling it's not going to be much longer. But
you have a SafeMoon hat on, though.
I do.
No, I think what you're saying is what a lot of people believe too. So I don't. If anybody tries to read into that or said, "Well, Bryan said," then that's not fair, But let me ask you this too: growing your token in this bear market, is it a good thing? Has it been a challenge? Has it allowed you to do things behind the scenes? What's that look like for you guys in this market?
So, the bear market has kind of been a blessing in a way, because it allows us to start building and developing on the background stuff without having the pressure of pushing out, what's next. So we're able to actually build it on I guess, do it the right way. Would be the best way to put it. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of things that take time to be able to do it the right way. Of course, we could push something out and it, be done. Just, I don't want to say say a bad word, but halfway.
Yeah, there you go. Isn't it weird how the other way is what you want to say first, and you can't think of the word halfway, like that, or is that just me? Like I always want to say it the other way, like. Wait, what's the correct way? Anyways, go ahead, Bryan.
It's just you.
It's just me?
Yeah.
I'm just the jerk. Yeah, okay, cool.
No, Holly agrees.
I'll live with it. Thanks, Holly.
Yes.
Thanks for having my
So
back,
the bear
Holly.
market is,
Family.
Go ahead, Bryan. Sorry.
that's good. The bear market is the time to build. So if you're not building right now, you're wasting the perfect opportunity. That's about the best way to put it. You can actually get whatever you want to accomplish done, and not have the stress of trying to beat somebody else to the punch, because a lot of people right now, pretty much everybody's dealing with it. Honestly, if you look at the charts, there's very, very few projects that are even pushing a green candle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
scary,
so,
but yeah, true.
Yeah. That's part of the process, though.
Well, you're right, Bryan, because I think if these tokens aren't building now, they're not going to survive. Even when the bull run comes, they're going to be left in the dust, because their utilities and what they're doing is not going to matter, because it's going to be old tech. It's going to be not in the forefront. It's not going to be innovating, because they're going to be playing catch up, and in my opinion, they're just going to get left behind if they're not building.
Well, yeah, and this process weeds the things that need to be weeded out.
Yeah,
it's true.
So
I think that people that are, or projects that are writing like solely on their names and don't have any utility, anything, are out of there. They're not going to survive, because why are people going to invest in those anymore if you have nothing to provide me?
Yeah, and hype is only going to take you so far. I think hype was a good train to. Yeah, hype was a good train to ride 2 years ago. Hype ain't getting you anywhere anymore.
No.
You're going to have to start proving to people that their money is worth putting into your project. And if you're not building now, it's going to be too late. So, we talk about what you just said all the time.
Process.
Yeah, weeding out some of the smaller players, weaker players, unethical players, whatever you want to say it, is not necessarily a bad thing. And I believe whenever we do get out of this, there'll be less guys standing, but they will be quality guys. And I say that meaning projects. And it may actually make the market easier to invest in. Like you said, you got tired of getting rug pulled. So did we. And if there's less and less of those possibilities out there, the trust will get built into the crypto market again. So it definitely could be for the better in the long run, even though it's hard to see right now.
Right.
I mean, I completely agree. Like, I think the bear market is what was needed to weed out some of these copycat contracts that, people just, honestly, they didn't even know what they were doing. They just went into BSC scan, copied some contract, posted it out there, threw a couple logos out and said, hey, this is what we're doing. And then they realize that they don't even know how to operate the contract and end up trapping everybody's money, or doing something that is I guess I don't even know how to say it without saying there you go.
I'm with you. I'm following you. I'm tracking it, man. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, if you see a Caleb Inu out there, beware.
Yeah, we've already said if you see a Caleb Inu coin pop up, we're rug pulling that thing. So if you invest in it, you already know ahead of time we're rug pulling it. But no, and I think some of those tokens that failed, like you said, they may have had the best intentions, but then they didn't even know how to operate it. But a lot of them go in, copycat, build hype. It's the bull market. Everyone has extra cash. Sure, I'll throw $100 in that. Maybe it'll be the next Doge, or whatever. And then it's gone. Oh, well, that didn't hurt so bad. But by the 10th or 12th time, even if you were just spending $1, you get tired of it real fast, So the cleansing of the bad players is going to be a good thing. It's just going to hurt some people as it happens, because people are still going to have money invested in it, and that part kind of sucks. But eventually, I think will make the market easier to invest in and easier to trust. So,
no, I agree with you. And there's really two types of tokens out there. You got the ones like mine, which is a passive token, which is the perfect kind of token for a bear market, because it's going to pay you whether the price goes up or down.
Yeah.
You're going to get that passive rewards coming in. Or you can have the low tax trader token, which is good, awesome for a bull market, because you can day trade it. You can trade it 1,000 times and do whatever you want with it. But right now people talk about the tax tokens, the different reasonings behind it. A lot of people don't realize, yeah, there's a higher tax, but it benefits you. Like it actually helps you earn that additional income because it's constantly going to pay you. I mean, no matter what, it's going to keep on paying you. Whether the price goes up, goes down, goes sideways, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be paying you additional income.
And that's why the BUSD is so important, I think. Like you had said earlier, that's one of the things I like in reflective tokens is the fact that if it pays me in BUSD, then if I just let it keep building, I can use that money to buy more of that token, invest in something else, cash it out, send it back to fiat, whatever it may be. But I don't have to worry about it jumping up and down. Not that I'm against tokens that like reflect in themselves. I'm okay with that too, especially if I'm trying to build my bag. But I think you guys have a nice round model on the reflections of BUSD and then a couple other projects that people can get excited about. And it seems like you guys are doing things the right way. So we thank you for that, because as you are tired of the bad players, we are tired of the bad players. The community is tired of the bad players. And it's nice to see less and less of that out there. So thank you for doing what you're doing. But before we move on, Bryan, I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk about anything in your project that you want to talk about that we haven't touched on before we start torturing you a little bit. Is there anything you want to get out there that we haven't talked about?
Oh yeah, I guess fun fact, I think we are the highest passive token or passive rewards token on the SafeMoon swap. Awesome. Not many people know that.
Yeah, nice. You know what?
I'm pretty sure nobody knows that.
I think you said that somewhere that I heard and I forgot to write that down, but I think you are right. I think you are correct on that. Congratulations.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Yo, with confetti. You threw some confetti.
I threw some confetti.
See, that's usually just reserved for Holly, so that was big time there, Bryan. Oh man, Tequila Holly showing up.
I'm not sharing.
She's not sharing her confetti, Bryan. I'm sorry.
Tequila.
Is there anything else, Bryan, before we start asking you some more questions? Oh, Holly's got something.
No,
no, she's. You guys are fighting.
Yeah.
Bryan and I have a conversation over here. You guys are fighting.
Usually it's me and Caleb. This time it was me and Holly. Yeah.
It gets
so
heated.
There is something else that not many people know. Holly's actually going to be a part of the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
I don't think anybody actually knows that.
We haven't now.
A lot of secrets being revealed.
I'm super excited about it. When I actually met Bryan, it was in July in LA. Fun story about Bryan and I. So we were at an expo and I was with Morgan from BBTF. And Bryan had walked up and she was like, "Oh, do you know Bryan?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "He works for Glow." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So then we started talking and then it got kind of weird, not going to lie. Like we all just were kind of standing there saying nothing. And so I was like, "So what do you do for Glow?" And he was like, "I'm the CEO." And I was like, "Oh shoot." Like, I had no idea. And I on Twitter, I followed all of his team, but not him. Yeah.
Well, that
was pretty funny.
Honestly, if that's how they explained it to you that he works for Glow, I would have made the same mistake. I would have done the same thing. I'd been like, "Bryan, so what do you do for Glow, man?"
Yeah, especially because I didn't know him. And to be honest, I do not really remember when Glow launched or when they came, we're on SafeMoon swap. I don't remember any of that, which is crazy because I follow everything SafeMoon, but I didn't know.
We got our hype knocked down a little bit because Evergrow launched at the same time we did on SafeMoon, so they kind of stole the show from us. Which it happens.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. But yes, so like when we met, he kind of told me about the foundation and stuff and what they were working on, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, so amazing. And I mean, I knew from when he was talking about it that I would love to be part of it. I just didn't want to be like, hey, how do I sign up? So I didn't say
pick me.
Yeah, right. And then not too long ago, they actually voted. I got voted in to be on the foundation.
Awesome.
So.
They should have called me and talked to me before they made that vote. That's all I got to say.
Hey!
Was it a close call?
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I think it's an obvious connection. Anybody that truly knows Holly, and I don't mean just through Twitter or whatever, but truly knows Holly, that is the perfect fit. It honestly is. We like to give each other a hard time and stuff like that, but what Holly is all about for real and not what fudders talk about or things like that, charitable stuff is right up her alley. So I think it's a perfect fit, man.
That is my jam.
Yeah.
I mean, and I told Bryan, can I be the one that goes and gives the charities their money? Because that would be my favorite part of the whole thing. Just being able to see their faces and give them hugs and I don't know. To me, it's so amazing. So I'm super excited about it. Now, if we can get the government to pick up the pace,
yeah.
Good luck, right?
It is hilarious how Holly just completely got into her happy place.
Yeah.
Like just
I did.
boom.
It was
She was
beautiful.
right there.
It was
She was
beautiful.
kind of on the fringe there for a little bit during the podcast, and then it was just bang right there, got to it. So
She was just
no,
picturing
that's
it.
awesome for sure. But
I know we're definitely happy to have her on. I mean, she is one of the most positive people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And for those that don't know, she's incredibly smart. If y'all haven't seen the
if you guys don't know,
I mean,
people
Bryan.
don't give her enough respect for that. You're right, Bryan. They don't understand.
they don't. The people think that she's an influencer. No, she's actually extremely smart. She knows how to put bots together. I guess conversation design bots.
Yeah.
But I mean, her bots are incredible. I mean, they capture like 90-something% of everything that comes in. So,
Yep.
you know, the help that she can bring to any business out there is phenomenal. And plus, she's so nice and bubbly and happy. Like, she is the perfect fit for the foundation.
Awesome.
Yeah, that pairing is perfect. For sure. No doubt about that whatsoever. Well, with all that being said, I think it's time to Holly to give her a little spotlight on Hollitivity.
Yeah. All right.
Yay, Hollitivity time. It's my favorite. So this one is a little bit different today. And just because, usually I stay within the ecosystem somehow of SafeMoon. But I stepped outside the box. And there's this lady on Twitter. Her name is the cryptoempress.eth. That's her name. And then her handle is Chic Shoes, which is amazing.
Now we know why she picked it.
Yeah, well, actually, no. So I did come across her tweet, and I'll tell you in a minute, but I kind of want to highlight her a little bit because she is amazing. So I actually got introduced into that whole community through the Delta Knots. They're an NFT project that they're so good, you guys. Like, I love them. Well, while introduced into the Delta Knots, I actually got a pink lady Delta Knot, and she's just this cutest little pink thing with a pink halo. She is by far, and no offense to any other
You're about to piss
NFT
somebody
project
off.
out there, but I don't care because these are amazing little 3D knots that are just the cutest and right up my alley because they're tiny, and then they're pink. And then like mine has a pink halo. So like it fits me more than anything else. I mean, we all have, our favorites. Well, this one is. Well, she is part of the pink lady for these Delta Knots. And then she also is part of this group called the Boss Girls. And you guys know I'm not real big into any other social medias other than Twitter. But I am on Telegram just because of the Boss Girls and because of her specifically. She just kind of, just welcomed me in that whole community, like with not knowing anything about me. I mean, she was just so welcoming and amazing. But the Boss Girls, they actually push women empowerment, and they encourage women, and they're just so amazing. And I literally have Telegram just because of them. And I wake up every morning and there's like a million messages on Telegram, and it's just each other, like each woman lifting each other up. And it is just the coolest thing. So anyhow, enough about that. She had tweeted out on yesterday actually and said, no matter how educated, talented, rich, or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all. Stay humble, positive vibes.
That's awesome.
So we kind of constantly push, being kind and how you treat each other. And her statement is so true. Nothing matters at all if you treat somebody poorly. It just goes to show who you are as a person. So, to me, you just always need to realize that it doesn't matter what you have, it's how you treat others. Yeah. And so that was one that I just ran across, and then I was like, oh my gosh, she's perfect, because she just uplifts everybody and anybody she can, and she's just really welcoming into, what she does. And yeah, I just really like her. And she's also a space host on Twitter, and they just recently started doing spaces on mental health. And so, yeah, I think that's great, especially in these times. Holiday seasons are kind of hard for a lot of people. And so I think it's much needed.
Yep. Always.
So yay, Empress.
Yeah. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I always check to make sure we're following the people, because, we've only been on Twitter since March, and we weren't. Excuse me. So I went back and started looking at some of the stuff, and I was like, yep, this is perfect. So congratulations on that. But with that being said, Greg, it's about that time.
All right.
No, it's not that time. Oh, it is Caleb's shirt. Just kidding.
Well, did you have something more to say?
Wow. No, I know what she was going to do.
I was thinking it was taste test time. Oh, see, I just messed that all up.
Oh, okay. No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's
not
cool.
editing that.
Wait, all right, wait for her to dance. Ready? Go.
It's time for Caleb's choice.
His choice.
His rules.
There we go.
All right, Caleb, what do you got for us today?
All right, first question's pretty easy.
Is it?
What
that.
was the last place you ate at? What restaurant was the last place you ate at?
Oh, Dairy Queen. Yesterday.
What was the name of that Mexican restaurant we met those guys at?
That's what I was going to say, that Mexican restaurant.
Mojitos.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Mojitos.
What about you, Brian?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Holly?
In-N-Out, actually.
Okay.
In-N-Out. They have this
I still got to go to one of those.
I get their protein style. Do you guys have In-N-Out over there?
I don't know.
I know of it, but I don't know.
If we do,
West Coast thing.
What's it? If we do, I don't know where it's at. We just got Whataburger not too long.
Because of
and I haven't
No,
eaten
they're
that
like
either.
super popular over here on the West Coast. It used to be a California thing,
Yeah.
and then they started branching out. I thought everywhere, but maybe not. Maybe just on the West.
There might be, and I
There
just
might
don't
be.
know about it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Brian,
Pretty good.
they have the Taco Bell KFCs together over there?
We got the Taco Bell KFCs together. We got the Taco Bell Long John Silver's together. We got
Long John
Taco
Yeah, we
Bell,
have
a little bit of everything.
I want to go to that one.
Oh,
Long John
because we've got
Silver's.
one that's what, Pizza Hut, Taco
Taco
Bell,
Bell.
and Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
Kentucky
Taco Hut?
Yeah.
Kentucky Hut's what everybody calls it. Yeah.
All right, second question. A little bit harder. Who was your childhood hero?
Childhood hero. Batman.
That works.
He still is my hero.
That,
Like, personally, hero-wise, it was my father.
yeah.
But if it was
Yeah.
like somebody outside of my house, it would have been George Brett. But I don't know. I was lucky enough to be one of those kids that could look up to his dad and the way he treated people, the way he lived his life, the ethics, the morals that he had, that it was real easy for me to look up to my father to be my hero.
That was mine too.
I thought we
You
couldn't
can't
have the same
mine.
answer.
I was gonna say that first.
But I went first. So what about you, Brian?
Me, if my ultimate hero is going to be my mother. I mean, she has been absolutely incredible. She's a saint. She does everything that she can for, the entire family, kids, grandkids. And she always has. I mean, she has always put her family before herself. Growing up, she would make sure that we had everything that we needed. And I swear, I think she went, 10 years without ever even buying new clothes for herself or doing anything for herself, because she just wanted to make sure that we were taken care of. So she is by far my ultimate hero.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, it sounds like you got good parents too. That's awesome. Holly?
Oh, see, mine is, so I have two. Mine is my dad, of course.
You don't have to say me. You can just pick the other one.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad has always been. I mean, my personality and who I am is definitely a reflection of my dad. But my second one is my sister. My sister is an amazing person. She is a teacher. That should say enough. But she's just overall, like, the way she is with children, and her and my brother-in-law, they're coaches for softball. They're real into softball, and they coached my niece. And then even after that, they decided we're going to continue to do this. And it's for children they don't really even know, but they form these relationships with them. And I mean, these kids, like, it just happened where she's graduating, and one of the girls signed on to a college to play softball, and she actually said thank you to my sister and my brother, and said that they're the ones that made the most impactful impact on their life. And so it's just, I don't know, my sister is really an amazing person.
Holly, is she younger than you or older than you?
She's older than me by 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think we should give all those people a round of applause, even Batman.
Even Batman? All right. Well, I want to change mine to my grandma. After hearing all you guys.
No, it's too late, Greg. We know your heart now.
like-
We know your heart.
Hey,
My grandma's pretty cool.
fun fact, I'm Batman all the way too. So
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ah.
Amen.
Josh isn't Batman.
I'm not Batman. I'm Superman.
We're Batman.
Yeah. That's right.
We're
Dark Knight. He gets things done. He does what he has to do.
Yeah. All right. My last one for today. What is something you've done that you'll never do again, that you don't want to do again?
You got a list?
A list.
That's what
I got a book.
the hot chip challenge.
That's,
Yeah. I was gonna say we're gonna make that recent, or the sour pickle balls. Either one of those,
Or the
I
sour
am
pickle
not touching.
those are bad.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Yeah.
I'll just say the hot chip challenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that chip is. Actually,
Wow,
yeah.
that's saying a lot for you.
It was
That's pretty
hot.
bad.
It was spicy.
I wouldn't know.
What about you?
I don't know.
That's tough, man, because I really do have a book in real life.
That I wouldn't do.
Yeah, there's
again.
things I can't say that I would like.
Yeah.
To say,
That's true,
Yeah,
too.
that's
There
kinda
are
what I was
some,
thinking.
for tactful reasons,
Yeah.
things I probably shouldn't say out loud. I'm going sour pickle balls. I'm never doing that again.
but- okay.
Taking the easy way out.
What about you guys?
I have no idea. Like, I literally, the first thing that came to mind was hot chip challenge or sour pickle balls.
Okay.
But I'm not sure I've ever done anything that I absolutely hated other than that I would never do again.
Same here. I'm like, I don't know.
Fight your best friend.
Uh,
Effazoles.
Peeing on an electric fence.
Yeah, speaking about, that's who I'm like going out with tonight.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to tell her about it. Like, remind her. I guess she remembers. Believe me.
That people in Missouri now know about it.
No, I'm gonna tell her. It's like on our podcast.
Just make sure she subscribes.
Yeah, I know.
We're trying to get to the point where we can do more giveaways.
You
Yeah.
peed on electric fence?
Yeah, don't pee on an electric fence.
Okay.
I would not do that again.
You've done that before.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does shock you.
Oh,
Yeah,
real bad.
yeah. Peer pressure.
Bryan, what about you?
You know, the one thing I will never do again is the hot chip challenge. My 11-year-old tricked me into it. We were at the gas station. We seen the chips there. She was like, "Yeah, I want to do this. Will you do it with me, Dad?" Sure, why not? No, never again.
No. That's really bad.
Wow.
That was the worst thing ever. And I'm sure there's a lot of other things I can name, but
Yeah.
you know, we'll just leave it at that.
Family
Yeah.
show.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Holly, what's your question?
All right. This one is.
Oh, man. That smile. That is.
I love that.
Okay.
We created a list for this podcast. Like me and Holly were talking one day.
That was a long time ago. That list is
I
over.
know. That list is over and done with.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Which one would you prefer? Have no nose but have real good smelling fingers, or be blind but have a really nice smile?
Be blind, have a nice smile.
Why'd you want
You don't
that
want to
song?
see anything anymore?
No.
Why would I care about my fingers smelling good?
That's what I'm saying.
Your fingers can smell.
Smell. Like
Oh, they-
instead
okay, I
of like
didn't hear
touching it, you're
that.
like, ooh,
No. I
Yeah.
don't want to be blind. I just won't have a nose. I don't care about a nose.
Yeah, I don't either. That's mine too. I'd much rather, but I really don't want, I mean,
that is a hard one.
that's a hard one just because who wants like fingers that can smell? Seriously. Think about how much you touch. Ugh.
True.
Can I?
Oh, so everything you touch, you would have to smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't want to be
That's-
blind.
I was about to
either.
say, cut my nose off. I couldn't go without seeing.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. I don't know.
How about, is there option
A
C,
good smile is
Holly?
important, though.
No,
Option C.
gosh, it cracks me up because when I ask these like more difficult questions, he's like, "Gosh, why today?"
Yeah.
Like,
I was just thinking, yeah. Actually, part of my brain goes to, what made Holly think of this question? Like, what happened in her life that made her try to figure the answer to this question out? So, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Drawing.
Yeah, before we move on to the taste test, we actually had a glow giveaway that we were giving away.
Yeah.
And we had several people find the turkey and do all the things that you needed to do to get it. And we have put their names in this mug.
The mystery mug.
I'll let you. You want to draw it or do you want to draw
Greg,
it?
Go
Greg
ahead.
can do it.
Greg
Me?
can do it. Don't you cheat.
I never cheat. Ooh, dragon. At BMW
Dragon!
Oh,
Dragon.
Dragon won. All right, well, congratulations, Dragon. And
Congratulations.
yeah, we will send him a DM and get that taken care of. So, so congratulations and thank you for everyone that watched and sent that photo in, and even had some people like go, "Hey, I watched the whole thing and I never saw a turkey," or they like thought Holly was making a turkey out of her hands. And I was like, no, but you're really close to the spot on the video.
Yeah.
There's a giant cartoon turkey
Above your
above my
head,
head. So, and then people found it and sent it in. So we want to be able to do more of these sort of things in the future. Part of the whole reason that we're trying to get our YouTube subscription and watch hours up is so that we can use any money we might make from that to do giveaways. That's all we want to do with it. So we appreciate everyone's support in that venture because we would love nothing more than to be able to do bigger giveaways and more consistently do giveaways. I would love to do like $500 a week to be able to give out to the community. Whatever we could get there to is what we're trying to do. So thank you for those that have supported us so far. And we look forward to being able to do more stuff like that in the future. So
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Oh, I do need to say something that I almost forgot about.
okay.
Yeah.
So people that don't know, we have a scavenger hunt going
Oh,
on
yeah.
right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That is
So-
It's a
right.
hard one.
It
That's-
is
it's
hard,
hard.
Brian. I'm not gonna lie. It's
I gave
hard.
up. I'm not gonna lie because it's hard, and I was like, I gave up.
You gave up?
Sorry, I
all
did
you
give up
gotta-
on it.
They're literally on all the
Too much work.
platforms. All you gotta do is go through the Glow platforms, and they're there.
It-
I found them all, and I don't even know Jared's the one doing it.
Huh. I may have to look more into that tonight.
Yeah.
I got a little free time this evening, so I might have to do a
No,
little
they're
bit of that.
so vague. The hints are so vague, and it's like, what do you mean? What was the last one? I mean, I think it was number 2 or 3, and I was like, it's the picture of the Twitter space, and I'm like, well, what does that even mean?
Well, Bryan,
Like, because then you have just think of the seed phrase. You have to go and type it in. So if you have one word wrong, you're screwed, and then you don't even know which word it is. Now I'm good.
Hey, they are literally
It is
written
not my jam.
out. I'll give this one
Sorry.
out there. Look at the tweet Don Bailey did for us.
Okay.
Okay.
See, like, and then other people are tweeting this crap out. No.
Always
Don't
not
get me
happening.
We
started.
Oh, you
retweeted it.
probably can't win anyway since you're on the board now, so
Oh yeah.
it's probably good.
See,
The
what
only
a
people
jet.
that can't
I'm
win,
not participating.
the only people that can't win is me, Jared, and Kimmy, since
Oh.
we already know where everything is.
Gotcha. All right, well, it is that time for the taste test. So,
Yeah.
Brian, if you have your package handy, we are doing candy canes this month, and each week is a different flavor.
Here it
I was excited.
Oh my!
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What is with you guys and hot dogs?
it really
Out of
wasn't.
all
I had a
things,
different
this is
flavor
what you
picked
went
out, but it wouldn't ship fast enough, so I had to go with hot dog candy canes, and I don't think this is going to be very good, folks.
It might be.
Might
be better
than macaroni.
Is it all beef? Or
The
is it
last
chicken
time
and
we
pork?
had a jelly bean that tasted like a hot dog,
Turkey dog.
it tasted horrible. That jelly bean was gross.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
It smells bad.
Ballparks.
well, good. I actually have a cold, and probably everybody knows that for all the sniffling I'm doing over here. But I can't smell very well today. So
It smells bad coming right out of the box.
oh man, it stinks. Holy shit! Oh my god!
I can't
I
smell
have
it.
no words for
This
the way
cold
it
is a
smells.
blessing.
Mmm.
It does not smell like a damn hot dog.
What's it
My
smell
dog
like?
says that.
Yeah, no,
Oh
that got
my
through.
gosh.
What is
That
that?
got through. I'm excited.
Ugh.
Okay, so you got to take a bite of it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Brian.
Merry
3,
Christmas.
2, 1. Cheers.
Oh
Ew,
God,
what
it's bad. Oh God.
That's gross.
It has a sweet aftertaste.
Oh, I'm spitting that out.
What is that?
It's a hot dog.
Not a hot dog.
Oh God.
What? That's not hot dogs.
It's stuck in my teeth.
What is it? That flavor. is
I am very offended by that candy cane.
So,
Offended.
describe what that tastes like because I
So
don't know
offended
what that
right
is.
now.
Hmm.
I'm really scared about next week's candy cane now.
That is
There's
amazing.
Oh my
For
God.
the
That,
record.
it doesn't taste
Come on.
at all like a hot dog. Don't give it to your dog.
He might love it.
Yeah.
River would love it.
River would eat it.
Hey,
Oh, that's sad. That
What
poor
is that?
dog.
He's gonna run in the background and start doing flips. He's gonna run away, Brian.
Maybe it had ketchup on it. I don't know.
Are you still
Uh,
eating it?
No,
Yeah.
they didn't like it.
No, yeah.
like it.
Only Greg likes it, apparently.
I mean,
I think it's really gross.
it's not good.
That is the worst tasting
Oh, I
thing. Yeah.
can't.
It doesn't taste like a hot dog, though.
I can't get the
tastes
taste out of
like
my
barf.
mouth either.
It tastes.
That's better than sour pickle balls.
Oh, yeah. But that's like, I don't even have a good comparison for that, but that.
That was
Sour
bad.
pickle
It
balls was like
literally
the worst
had
thing ever.
chip challenge, sour pickle balls, hot dog counting can.
There's
next
a little bit of gap between the sour pickle balls and the hot dog.
I don't. That was really bad, and my breath smells like. I feel like it stinks.
Oh my, yeah, I'm gonna have to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
This is
Bad.
my bad.
That was the worst.
Candy cane ever.
Give it to somebody and tell them it's
Yes.
strawberry.
Hey, in a couple weeks, Brian,
Oh,
we're gonna have
I'm
one
about
that's
to go
worse than
pick up
that.
my
I
kids
guarantee
from
you.
School.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here, have
Candy
a strawberry candy cane.
Wait till I think it's gonna be the Friday before Christmas. That candy cane is probably gonna wreck us.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Sorry, Holly.
Oh goodness.
It's really bad.
You know, I do. Sometimes I start to question myself on what I sign up for.
You love it.
Family.
You love it.
I
That's
mean,
gonna come into
Yes.
studio.
it's definitely outside of my comfort zone.
Speaking of outside your comfort zone,
Love it.
Mm.
2 weeks.
But
Way outside your comfort zone, Holly. Just wait till you see what we got planned for you in 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No hints yet, but they're coming. We love you, Holly.
But yeah, what were you saying?
I'm starting. Remember, there was an episode. I saw it yesterday because I was going through all of the episodes, and there was one where it says, "You need to find new friends, Holly." And I was thinking,
That
I
was
need
the
to find new
comment.
friends. That was your comment, actually. That was your advice.
Well,
Oh, wow.
I know us pretty well. You might need to find new friends, Holly.
Wow.
We
Wow.
feed you
Dang.
nasty food, and you get tortured half the time that you're on here. You have to reveal private information about yourself. I don't know. Probably
I need to
not
find new
good.
friends.
That's family. That's when you transition
Oh my
into
god.
family.
That taste is still stuck.
Yeah, I think it's going to be there a while.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. All
Well,
right.
with that
well,
being said, Brian, thank you very much for coming on. We know you got some other engagements that you need to get to, and it's very, very busy. The contract just launched. We wish you the best of luck in everything that you do, man. And we don't know what it might be, but if you ever need help with something, feel free to reach out. We're all about helping the community where we possibly can. We just don't always know what that looks like. So, kudos, thank you. Do you have anything else you want to add before we shut this thing down?
I appreciate you inviting me, and I made y'all promise I'd come on or come live in the studio, so I still plan on that one of these days.
Yep.
All right.
Hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, I thank you for inviting.
Well, and for those that don't know, just to put that out there, because I have actually had people DM us and go, "How come Brian hasn't been on your podcast yet?" Look, that makes perfect sense. Part of the reason is that we were trying to get him in studio. That was going to be a surprise to everybody, and life happens. It is what it is. But then finally, it was like, we don't really want to wait any longer. Let's just bring him on a Zoom
Right.
call. So I hope to have you in studio someday, but we were just to the point where we didn't want to wait any longer. We wanted to get you on, and we thank you for coming on. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
So with
I
that being
appreciate
said,
it.
what's that? What'd you say,
I
Brian?
said I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Our pleasure, 100%. But with that being said, guys, have a great weekend, and God bless.
Yeah.
be kind.